Hey y'all, hey soulmates, it's your girl Shannon Ashley, aka Shannon A. And today we got a story time. We got story time today. Hold on, hold that thought. Gonna make me a drink. What kind of juice is this? This is like strawberry kiwi juice. And I'm gonna mix it with this Ray and nephew. Excuse the nail. And I don't know if I'm gonna pour it in here or take a shot or whatever. Let me pour a little bit in here. Let me just pour a little bit. Or I should just take a shot and then pour some more. Not bad. It's November, I think the 5th or the 4th. Yeah. So today we have a story time. I'm gonna talk about the time when I had a failed threesome. Disclaimer, I'm 35 now, and that was in my early to mid 20s. And don't judge me, judge your mama. And if you that born for life and you judging me, you just must be whack. If you judging me, you whack. Epic. I'm gonna put on the title epic fail. Storytime epic fail threesome. So at the time I was working for TSA. Okay, so let me picture the year. The year was 2009. It was 2009. Yeah, it was like the year 2009. I was working at TSA at Dulles Airport. And it was this guy. He's your typical DC, Maryland, Virginia guy. Tall, dark skin, slim, got dread, and gabs, shit going on. The typical DC guy that all these girls around here go for. No, me personally, I don't like dudes with dreads. But, I really don't like DC dudes, period. He would be in roll call and he would stare at me. We're going to talk about you too. One day. You know who he is. Rewind. And I'll be in roll call, and this guy, let's say his name was Byron. Okay. To be honest, I forgot the dude's name. We call him B. We just gonna call him B. All right, we gonna call him B. He tried hard me, woo, woo, woo. He liked me. He ended up working on my line. If you flew at the airport, you know how it goes. You have a line where it's two people on the X-ray, one on the mag, two on the floor. Okay, so that's called like a team, a line. So eventually he ended up on my line. We was on the same shift. I worked 1 to 9. So he will, try his hand, give a gab, compliment me, woo woo woo. But he messed with this girl that worked there too. Her name was, we gonna say S. But she was a little older. We were in our 20s, mid-20s, and she had to be about my age now. She had to be about 35. So she was like a good 8 to 10 years his senior. I think he was a couple of years over me, but not by much. Oh, she was from B-More. Me and him may have had a few dates, maybe, if I'm thinking right. I don't know. But nothing really happened between me and him. It struck me as a player type. A lot of girls back then, at least, went for the dudes with the tall, with the dreads and dark skin or brown skin. So he knew he was like the cream of the crop. Fast forward maybe a year. He comes to me and says he wants to have a threesome. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I want to have a threesome. Me, you, and S. See, S not going for that. Like, S knew that he liked me or whatever. S knew that he liked me. because S would come to me and be like, B will always be talking about me. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like I said, we might have had a couple of encounters, a couple of physical encounters, not much to talk about. He was like, yeah, she agreed to it. And I was like, no, she didn't. Like, I don't believe you. Like, so I always wanted to have a threesome. Too. Everybody around me was having them. I have another little situation where I did have a threesome, but not really. It didn't really include uh, me interacting with a woman, so I don't really count. But I make that story time one day too. I was like, "S, not gonna go for that." So I don't believe you. Like she would have to come to me. Oh, maybe a couple of days, or maybe a week after. S comes to me and say, "Yeah, B told me that you didn't believe him when he said that I was okay with having a threesome with you." And I was like, "You serious?" She like, "Yeah." So, I'm in my mid 20s. I was kind of, I ain't gonna say I was out there because I wasn't hitting everything moving. That's not what I was doing. But I didn't have the attitude that I have now. In that time, I was way freer. I was a lot more freer than I am now when it comes to meeting people and dating and stuff like that. Like I was a lot freer then. I didn't have no. My aunt called me a heathen. She had called me a heathen once. I'm like, I ain't no heathen. I didn't think I was no heathen. I wasn't out there like that. But I mean, I was in my 20s. Like it's for making mistakes and getting drunk and doing crazy shit. Like that's what your 20s are for. Really sorry, my boo bitch. So I'm like, okay. So we picked a day, right? We go to this hotel off of Central Avenue somewhere, and we get the hotel or whatever. So we got there. He had some drinks, and so he pulled me a drink, pulled us a drink, and we sit on the couch talking. And then he was like, kiss. He was like, I think they called me by my first name. Yeah, TSA, they call you by your first name. So he was like, Shannon, kiss S. And I was like, I was drunk. I was drinking before I got there. I was drinking when I got there. I was feeling it. I was feeling myself or whatever. So I was up for it. I was ready to go. Not go as in leave, but I was ready to do the damn thing. I was hyped. That was free Shannon. That free Shannon, what can you do? But yeah, so I kissed her. We were kissing with tongue. We was kissing with tongue. We was French kissing and touching on each other, taking each other clothes off while we're kissing. So you can picture the visual. And he's just sitting there watching. So I'm like, this is about to go down. I'm about to have me a threesome, right? It's about to go down. So her shirt is being taken off, and proceed to the bosom area. So, I'm sucking on her breast and things of that nature. And then, I took her pants off and undergarments too. And I proceeded to go down south when she told me no. You, I understood what men go through at that point. Brr? Like, no? Like, what do you mean no? Like, we in this. Like, what do you mean no? She like, no, I don't want you to do that. I want him to do that. Like, I want to leave that up to him. And I'm like, what kind of threesome is this going to be if I'm not going to be engaging with her? Like, the whole point of the threesome is really about the female. It's, for me, it wasn't really about the man. It was the experience with the woman. But she wasn't down like that. Whack. She was just whack. She was whack. Whackadocious. I'm like, cool. I stopped because, consent always. So I stopped, and, we tell him to come here. And as he come and we, proceed to take care of him, it's like, hello? It's like this. Like nothing. Nothing was happening downtown. Nothing. Like all this time, me and her kissing, rubbing on each other and stuff, and he just like a dead fish. It's like, what? I've had other physical encounters with him prior to this. And so I kind of knew he had a erectile dysfunction problem, but I thought maybe he was just nervous about dealing with me. I guess I'm toot my own horn, but I just took it as he was nervous about me. So, I thought like anybody would think, two women, a man, he gonna be like, oh, he gonna be like strong. He gonna be strong, He wasn't strong. He was not strong at all. Like, at all. He was like a dead fish. And, I don't remember if we gave him fellatio. Him saying, keep touching her, keep doing that. So me and her keep touching and stuff, but he's still like a dead fish out of water. So she go, this never happened with me before. Yeah, okay, because I found out later on in life that he also dealt with two other women at the job, and they said the same thing. He was a dead fish. So I don't know what she called herself trying to do, but that's not the word on the street. The word on the street was he's a dead fish. Sorry, me and her continued to kiss, and he continued to watch, but he's a dead fish. So eventually he ends up giving me cunnilingus in front of her while she watched for a little bit. And, he asked her to join in on you know, the buffet, the Shannon Ashley buffet. She wasn't into it. And then eventually she kind of like left us. And I don't remember her coming back. And he gave me, cunnilingus, head. I do other stuff, and it just wasn't popping. It was just still like a fish. It was still a dead fish. So, she ended up leaving some of her kids. Like, nothing happened. No sex, no threesome. No, nothing. She just kind of like left and then left me there with him, and he couldn't do nothing. It's like totally, totally nobody, nothing happened. And then he told her to join in, and I tried to get her to join in, but join in the Shan and Ashley buffet, but she wasn't into it. I really think she just really did that for him. Like she really wasn't into actually doing it. You know how some girls want to please their guy, right? And they think sexual favors that, men want to do and things like that it's going to please the man. They want to please the man. They not really into that type of stuff. Women who aren't into that thing, they try to do them things for the guys they with, and they really selling a guy is never really going to be satisfied. Giving him a threesome or giving him strippers or doing whatever, or giving him a girl, it's not really going to satisfy the man. If anything, it'll feed his appetite for more of that type of stuff. Now, mind you, if the woman is into that type of stuff too, then, oh, shit, we can go. You want, I want, we can go, yeah. But if you're a woman and you're not into that type of stuff, not really, and you're just doing it, just don't do it for yourself. Do it because you want to experience that type of stuff. Don't do it for no fucking man and his fucking ego and trying to please that nigga. Let me tell you. Not in the sense of trying to do something sexual that I didn't want to do, because anything sexual I've done, I wanted to do. I've been there where I've tried to please somebody, and no matter what you do, it was never the fuck enough. So really, it's really nothing, and I'm learning this the hard way. It's really nothing you can do. If you're a woman and you trying to, don't. Just don't. Just don't. You won't go and do it behind your back. Like, these niggas ain't loyal these days. They're not. Trust. You can be the loyalest girl in the world. These niggas not. These niggas not. And then, later on, it made the workplace very awkward. It made it very awkward. And then eventually, she, like, towards the end of my career at TSA, she came to me and like, yeah, I know you and B did something other than that night. Point. I think a year had went past since the incident, the epic fail of a threesome with me, her, and him. And it was even longer. If me and him had some relations, it was even longer than that. So, because I worked for TSA for like 3 years. So, like, it had to be 2 years later when me and him had some relations. And it was like 1 year later after all of us had relations. I don't know. I don't know what it is about me and OPP, but I know I'm done with the OPP. Like, done with the OPP club. I'm done with the OPP club. Club, not for me. Not for me. I'm 35 now. I'll be 36. It's November. I'll be 36 in like 2 more months. To the T. Actually, what's this? The 5th or the 4th? I don't know. My phone's somewhere. But this is like the 5th or the 4th. And in 2 months, I'm going to be 36. And I'm done with that OPP lifestyle. I'm not that girl anymore. So that's the end of my story time, y'all. Thank you for watching my channel, and stay tuned for my other videos because I'm gonna do a heartbreak segment, and it's gonna be called Making Lemon Out of Lemonade. It's basically how to overcome heartbreak. I see y'all soulmates later. All right, peace out.